in Fashion Week all year, throwing money in the air. She's happy with my lady, other girls they wanna hate her. It comes with the territory, ball players wanna date her. All we got is loyalty, I'm treating you like royalty. I'ma spoil you every day of the week. Shot is in the basement party, yeah. Turn into the greatest party, yeah. Never see my baby coming. Just once, then we went up. And my love a tripping. Now I feel my body drifting. My body dripping. But she got me lifted. Your mind tripping. She's so. Excuse her while she kisses the sky. 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 Hey baby, baby, hey baby. Hey baby, baby, hey baby. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, now breathe, baby. Hey baby, baby, hey baby. Hey baby, baby, hey baby. Yeah. Inhale, exhale, let's take a breath and breathe, baby. Excuse her while she kisses.
We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. As we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And a cutback right side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Still first down.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. On second down, here's Crowell. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They'll throw on first down with Griffin. On the move to his left. This will be caught at about the 5. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Griffin going to give to Crowell. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On 3rd and 1, Griffin. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. Kessler wants to throw. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work.
I know coaches always tell us that they make decisions about these types of plays, this type of a fake, earlier in the week to take the emotion out of the deal. I don't know
if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
After the interception, here's Griffin. He's going to rifle one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
All right, partner, that's it. That's a video game highlight catch right there. Acrobatic, one hand, come down with the football. Look, if you and I are playing Madden right now, I'm throwing down my control. I'm done. That's it. I can't do this anymore. Yet, we see it happen just about every week. All these guys need is a chance, and they're making those types of plays, even if we don't believe what we just saw.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On 2nd down, Griffin being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep left side. Looking for Barnage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jonathan Joseph. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it.
After reviewing the play, the running on the field stands.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And some room to maneuver. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Again, it's Miller. And some room to roam now. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A huge play there there for Houston. 57 yards. So a spectacular run, but not his career long that he had of 97. That was December 14, I believe.
97 yards? That's obviously why they
pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Emmanuel Agba able to drop him for a loss of 4. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Here's Osweiler to throw. Wide open receiver complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Partner, they weren't quite in the red zone, but things are starting to get condensed on the field. Throwing the corner route there. Really nice play because it gives them a little bit of room to complete it.
Osweiler now to throw on third down. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So I guess we'll call this a pitcher's duel so far. I think that was a 3-run homer there, and it makes it a 3-2 ball game.
Yeah, and what inning are we in? It's not the most common of score lines, but it's pretty indicative of the fact that we're in for a tight one.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On second down, here's Griffin. A screen complete to Crowell. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Andrew Hawkins has it complete. 23 yards on the play. From midfield now, here's Griffin. A little dump off for Crowell. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make this a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. They'll throw on first down with Griffin. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down and 5 here to start things out. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run, and at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Throwing now, Griffin on first down. Out to his left. It's caught. It's Barnage over the middle. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. That one goes for 24 yards. RG3 outside of the pocket. You know that's where he can be really dangerous with the feet or here the arm.
And that scares defenses in a big way because his ability to break ranks and still make big throws, or as you suggested, take off and go, how do you defend that when he's on his game?
To throw is RG3. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, partner, the hit sure looks like a simple route, but I think the issue with it is a lot of time when you're making that play, you're actually working your way back inside towards traffic where the big guys are coming from inside out.
Touchdown, Cleveland! So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Griffin will try and throw. And that is caught for the 2 points. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Well, obviously, wild card weekend is upon us, but don't forget about the 4 teams that have this weekend off. When you get to this part of the season, is that a big advantage? Or, I mean, we've seen some wild card teams run the table, so how big of an advantage is that first-round bye?
You're exactly right. We have seen wild card teams take it all the way to the Super Bowl and win it. The Giants have been a prime example of doing that. But every team I know would love to have that open week and be able to prepare for the playoffs. Why? You rest your injured guys, okay? Mentally, you get a little bit of a break. Everyone kind of gets out of the building for a little while. And the one thing that those teams get a chance to do, assess what's going on ahead of them, all right? They see how the other team plays, able to get in your game plan, almost like you can make the last move before you play. In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
A good pickup there of 22. Hopkins under 1,000 yards this season, well down from over 1,500 last year, but season finale, signs of life, 123 in that affair.
So that's got to feel good to him. That's got to feel great to the Texans as a whole as they head into the playoffs. But the one stat that would trouble you, just one touchdown for DeAndre Hopkins since week 5.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off. It's the Pro Bowl corner, Joe Hayden with it. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. And the defense will accept this penalty and force the offense back. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop the jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
On 2nd down, here's Osweiler. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Houston. C.J. Fedorowicz, 31 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
A 1st down carry now for Crowell. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
On 2nd down, here's Griffin. Steps away to his left. Caught, left side, it's Barnage. That one goes for 24 yards.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
They come out here in the eye. And Griffin gives to Crowell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before that. Crowell, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now Griffin. A screen complete to Crowell. No gain on the screen there, and 2nd down. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Griffin on 2nd down. That is caught at the 7-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So 3rd and goal. The defense in the dime.
Can still bring pressure.
They'll roll him out right. He may try, and he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. RG3 with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When he'd line up, go ahead, and oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
They begin with a run by Miller. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Osweiler to throw. Going for the deep ball. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tramon Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's sort of a 2nd quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a 2nd one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the 2nd.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead.
And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 54 yards. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 1st down, Griffin. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
2nd and 10 now. Griffin. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a little daylight right. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Well, he did it.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or 2 shorter than an extra point. So no problems converting there.
Parkey now following the made field goal to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They come out here in the eye. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Browns are up right now and are looking to keep up the pressure moving forward. The Texans didn't play their best, and they'll need to be at their best now to come back. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Now 1st and 10, quick pass and completion is made here, and the play will come to an end after a gain of 35. Browns would later throw a pick on the drive. Browns have it at the 2. Griffin's going to stay inside after the handoff, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. That puts them up by a touchdown. Now following the interception, the pass is completed into tight coverage, and that goes as a 31-yard touchdown. This cuts the deficit to 1. Browns on offense midway through the second. Griffin's going to complete the pass, and he'll be tackled at their own 48-yard line. Browns now later on the drive. Griffin's going to look for space, and he'll take this 4 yards for the score. Browns is up now by 7. And with that, we'll wrap up our halftime report and head back out now to First Energy Stadium for the start of the second half.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Second half begins with a run by Crowell. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Brian Cushing, the linebacker, in on the tackle. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On second down, Griffin. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And the offense needs 7 out of this play on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Griffin buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Here we go on 4th down with Griffin. He finds Coleman. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. That one good for 10 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on, or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, they have the yards anyway, so they're going to decline the penalty. first set of downs here. Now a play fake here on first down. Now he'll throw deep left side. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play.
Now look out. Griffin hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or has moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Shift together here from the D-line. They come out here in the I. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those three guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Watch it now, Barney. Over. Here we go now. Boom, landed.
On second down, Osweiler. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. The Houston defense we watch as they get set to go. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases. It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Caught left side, it's Barnage. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll try and run for it with Crowell. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. And now they're in the hurry-up. They'll give Crowell another crack. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. A fake to Crowell. Now it's Griffin rolling to his left. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
And Parkey's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So 3 points is the outcome, but probably not what they're looking for given the drive that they were on.
Yeah, things were looking good. You had it 1st and goal, but then the offense sputters a bit, and they're forced to settle for a field goal.
Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Second down following the run. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Osweiler. His throw incomplete. C.J. Fedorowicz, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down. So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. Osweiler. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And it's fourth down. On third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
They'll indeed go for it with Osweiler. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Down 2 scores. I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. It didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play. And they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. And still for me, with the injuries, every time he carries that football, you just kind of hold your breath, don't you?
You have to, because you noted it. The injuries in the past have derailed his career up until this point. Now we're seeing some more evidence of him using his legs again, but he does have to be careful. They need him out on the field.
Yeah, RG3, you got to have him out there. So explosive. They'll throw on first down with Griffin, eluding the pressure right. And eventually brought down, but it's near the 5 at the 6. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now it's Griffin. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quentin Demps. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Throwing, Osweiler. Caught left side, Hopkins. He's at the 50, 30, the 20. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 98 yards. And the Texans draw a bit closer. And that's the type of play that'll give your sideline some juice, a long touchdown pass.
And it's like a bolt of lightning, isn't it? That suddenness of that play brings everyone to their feet in the stadium, and he takes it all the way to the end zone. Give him credit for making that type of a play call, even more credit for how they executed it.
Osweiler's going to throw, and he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Special teams coaches spend a lot of time scheming things up, but this was just a bad return. Now the offense has a long way to go to try to put points on the board.
The Texans defense, we watch them get set to go. Yeah, the interception the last time, their third takeaway of the game, Charles.
They're just flocking to the football so well. And not only are they doing that, they're making big-time plays and taking it away from them. Big hits, big plays.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A big play that time for Cleveland. 42 yards. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Jonathan Joseph. And the return will stop right around the 25.
I'll tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And now out comes Houston. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Lamar Miller, the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 75 yards. And the Texans have retaken the lead. Now whistles and a timeout signaled here by the offense. And that's their first of this second half. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
And his kick is right through. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They begin with a run by Crowell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. Griffin, he'll buy some time right. And some space here. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It goes as a gain of 8. It moves the chains.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now they'll throw it with Griffin. And this one's incomplete. The tight end, Gary Barnidge, the intended receiver. And now it's third down. And the offense facing a 3rd and 6. On third down, Griffin escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 8 yards there and a first down.
We have so many different terms for third down, 3rd and short, 3rd and long, 3rd and manageable. How about 3rd and medium? Because that's what this one was. The defense looked like they had him hemmed in, but he gets away, evades the rush, and picks up just enough for the first down.
And he whips that one incomplete there. Ten yards still left on second down. From midfield now, here's Griffin. Dancing to his left. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
Forced out to his left. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
On second down, here's Griffin. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Corey Coleman, a 7-yard touchdown Brown. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. And how about that, giving us our 5th lead change of the game? It's been back and forth.
No doubt about it, and right now, they're ahead, but they can't relax at all because if we've had 5 lead changes, I'm kind of betting on a 6th.
Yeah, we might see a 6th. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now the Browns get ready as they head back out there. And in a tight ball game like this, the defense looking for a stop. You kind of, whether you're the offense or the defense, you don't want to be the one to screw this thing up.
No, not at all. And right now, you've got to figure
Lamar Miller, the 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. And that score gives us our 6th lead change of the game.
Are we back on the playground on the seesaw?
A little seesaw battle,
right?
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down. What a game we've watched here.
It's been fun. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Griffin. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 there, and the Browns are going to have a first down. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Isaiah Crowell, the intended target. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And this one is right down Broadway. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead. but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front. But then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out. And you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense. Again on 2nd and 10 now, it's Osweiler. He was looking for Keith Mumphrey that time. 3rd down here. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the 4th with the football. On 3rd down, Osweiler. Right side, caught for Dorowitz. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, get a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
That throw has to be a quarterback's dream, doesn't it? Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
Underneath for Miller. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's back to throw. Mumphrey with it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Partner, he sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the gun, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Back to throw. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver from 17 yards out. And the Texans have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and zero relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see him scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they worked on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board.
He was looking for Terrell Pryor that time. And now it's second down. So 2nd and 10 here. He'll look to throw. A screen complete to Crowell. Room here to run. And he'll be down deep in Houston territory. A huge play there on the screen pass. 42 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
We got three, fellas. We got three. Flag 32. Flag 32. 55. Check 55. Mike. Two jet. Double up. It's coming. Double up.
Back to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And quickly, they get to the line. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now RG3. And he's in for the touchdown. And barring a miracle, the extra point can win this football game.
And not only did they score, they tied the game. That means...
Yep, the PAT now can win it. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at...